Hi, Dad. Welcome back to another episode of Dave and Andy's Honest About Life. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, buddy. I can't say that I like the weather outside, but hey, that's going to change. Spring is
It
spring
will.
is around the corner.
Here it is, April 2nd today.
Yep,
The
yep.
If you want to see a really well done April Fool's joke, the president of UVA, University of Virginia, with his team created a video, and it's a pretty lengthy video that talks about how they decided to get rid of the A in UVA, for because it's efficiency, right? To get rid of the A, it's a third less you have to say. It's a really well done video, and I'm proud of him for doing it. And because it's easy to just sort of pass on those opportunities to create a video like that, or a lot of us think, gosh, I have a great idea, but I don't want to do it because I'm afraid of what somebody will say. I'm afraid of the time that I'll have to invest in it. But they did it. They just did it, and
But it is April Fool's, right? It's not really happening.
no, it's not really happening. But we were with a group of people that thought it really was, and then they remembered, oh, it's April Fool's today. It's April 1st.
Yeah.
It was very well done, and we enjoyed that tremendously. So today's episode, Dad, let's talk about uh, are you this or are you that? These are always fun. So, for instance, are you a night person or a morning person?
Oh, wow. I believe the older I get, the more this is true that I'm a morning person. But it used to be the other way around. When I was younger, I used to be a night person, and I could sleep in forever in the morning. But now, the older I get, I wake up at a certain time, and I really can't get back to sleep. So, I get my stuff done in the morning.
How much sleep do you get at night?
Uh, I probably get 6 hours. So that's
Do
not too
you?
bad.
That's enough?
5 or 6 hours. Yeah,
Oh, that's not
that's
much.
enough. The older you get, the less sleep you need. You don't
I've
want to
heard
sleep your life away.
I've heard that. I don't know if that's really good for your health. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah, let's not go down that road.
Do you prefer cooking or being cooked for?
Oh, I definitely prefer being cooked for. I That's why I love to go out to eat. That's the truth. Um, I don't mind cooking certain things, but I'm not very good at it. And I've been around people that are very good at cooking, and I love what they do. They make meals and that are wonderful. But I just would rather be cooked for.
One of your first jobs was actually as a chef, or were you at like a
Like,
Perkins or?
yes, I was one of the very first Perkins in St. Anthony. I think it might be the first Perkins. I don't know, but it was just a small little shop, and yeah, all I had to do, steak and eggs. I knew how to make eggs, and I knew how to make pancakes, and then a steak. I mean, a lot of people had steak and eggs back then for some reason. I don't know. And I always try to screw up one so that I'd have a steak that I could.
would wait a minute. So how did you know it was a screw up? Would they send it back to you after they?
Yes. Oh yeah. I'd make sure that it wasn't right, and so that it would come back to me, and then I'd start over again.
Wow, that is quite the admission because who knows what they did to it while they had it.
Yeah, the guy that hired me is probably still around. Is going to probably take back some of the money he gave me. I don't know.
Well, I'm sure that's not nearly as bad as some of the stuff that happens, but that's interesting though that you prefer to be cooked for because I know you make some really good steaks. It's funny because every once in a while I would cook a steak and I would say, "Boy, darn, that's really good." And I remember because you would do the same. You would say, "Oh, that's a great steak," after you cooked it, right? Or you know what I mean? You sort of
Yeah.
revel in your own skills and
Yes. Well, it's funny because you know how you like it, and it's the easiest way to make it the way you like it is to cook it yourself. So, when you tell somebody else, yeah, I like a medium rare and I like whatever, it's not the same when you cook it yourself. But the nice thing is, I found some really good steak places and that make it exactly the way I like it, and that's better than making it yourself. You don't have to clean up. One of the things that bothers me the most about cooking at home is cleaning up afterwards. And I make a mess when I do cook. I have stuff spattered all over the place. So
do you put steak sauce on your steaks, or So let me,
Oh,
before you answer that, if you do you put it on there before you even taste the steak?
you know me, don't you, Andy?
Uh,
Yes, I do use steak sauce, and people just hate me for this because a great steak doesn't need steak sauce. I mean, they have all the seasonings, all the stuff that you don't need steak sauce, but and I do put it on before I taste it. It's just one of those things like I salt and pepper everything before I taste it. I do that all the time, and I don't know why. Because I guess it's because of what I think it's going to taste like. If they, because I like so much, I love a lot of pepper, but I love a lot of salt. And that's why it's not healthy for you. But what I do.
well, I mean, the rules change, monthly about the value of vitamins or the value of, sunlight or all of that stuff. So we could talk about that. So seeing as we're on the topic of food, are you a French fry or an onion ring guy?
Oh, that is really good. Onion rings are less in carbs right now, especially if they're lightly breaded and deep fried. They have a lot of calories, the grease and stuff. But I guess I prefer onion rings.
Has it always
Uh,
been the case?
no, I used to love French fries, and I'll throw in a sponsorship here. No, we don't have that sponsorship, but McDonald's fries are really good, and I
Yeah.
think it's because they're salty and crispy.
Yeah.
They're good.
The
But
right
but
amount of
I
crisp to potato ratio. Yeah.
yeah, I do like onion rings though, and I think it's the value of the food. Well, potatoes have great food value. There probably is less food value in an onion ring than there is in a potato, French fry. So I don't know.
Would you prefer to attend a party or host a party?
I prefer attending a party. I just don't. Again, I don't like the cleanup after a good party. But I I guess I just and this is very selfish of me, but I think it's more work when you're hosting a
It
party and you
is.
don't get to enjoy it as much. So I love family gatherings. For Thanksgiving, we've had some great gatherings that I love, and I love hosting those if I've got enough room for it. But now that our family has grown, it's kind of tough. Unless you have a great big venue to go to. And I did one year, a couple of years back. I was living in an apartment, and I got their big party room, and it was awesome because we had a big group. Yeah, you were there.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw it. But I agree with you that that it is a lot of work. There are some folks that love that kind of opportunity. They love the creativity. They love to, decorate and design and lay stuff out and show off their hosting abilities. And I just think that's fabulous because we
Yeah.
need that too, right? Otherwise, we wouldn't have a place to go, right?
Yeah, that's true. And there are some people that are really good at it, and I think they like it. They enjoy it. So it's not a burden to them. And then if everybody, instead of just leaving, can help clean up a little bit before they leave, that helps.
Do you prefer to shop online or in the store?
In the store, there's no question about it. And you know, that's not true of so many people now. They love to shop online. But my problem with that is when I'm shopping for clothes, especially, I like to try them on. And if I'm shopping online, I know that I'm not going to get the right thing. I know it's going to be off. And so yeah, I'm one of the minority, I'm sure, because more people are now shopping online than ever before.
Yeah.
But I like the good old fashioned box store.
And I mean, I'm sure the folks that sort of shop local, the right brick and mortar shop local, they'd love to hear that. They'd love to hear that that people still prefer to shop in the store. And there is something really special about that. That you could touch it, you could take it home with you today. There's something significant about that. And the online opportunities, the online retailers are finding ways to address the issues you talked about clothing that doesn't fit or that you
Yeah,
don't try to make it as easy as possible to return. And they're getting there. And I think that's only going to make it worse, right? For brick and mortar.
right. That's true.
Are you an Android or an iPhone person?
I'm an iPhone. I've been forever, and I've got the lowest form of iPhone. It's so old. I think it's 8 years old, but I love it. Yeah, I love it.
It's, and it still works just fine.
Still works. That's why I don't like to mess with things that, why rock the boat? If the boat's going smoothly through the water, don't mess with it.
That's a good way to put it. I think it's the bells and whistles. And so it sounds to me like you're not an early adopter, right? You're not going to be the first one standing in line to buy the latest, greatest of anything.
Not a chance. I don't want to be a guinea pig. I like to see the guinea pigs in front of me, try all the things and get all the bugs worked out. Once the bugs are worked out, then maybe, but I still have a phone that, to me, it has no bugs. And, why put yourself through learning again, learning how to use something new. I enjoy using my phone, my old phone that I've got.
Well, thank you, Dad. Another a fun episode for me too, because I get a chance to really ask very sort of pointed, yes or no questions, and to get those answers from you, it gives me some insight into who you are, and and how you've changed, what you cared about, liked back in the day, how that has changed to today, and that is a really powerful thing. So thank you for that, Dad.
I love you, buddy. Yeah, you're hitting so many things right on the head. And I love these questions. These are great. It's great for us to share these moments together.
Exactly. And I hope others take our example and run with it. And in fact, I think you mentioned it in a previous episode. I've heard the same, that others are thinking about more about doing this sort of thing to capture these interactions. And that's really what it's all about.
That's exactly what it's all about. And hopefully we can help one family, do that more often, and hopefully many, many more.
Agreed, Dad. All right. Well, again, always wonderful to see you. Love you, Dad. Have a great rest of your day.
You too, pal. Love you, buddy.